Ladies and gentlemen, Matthews here from Forex Traders. In this video, I'm going to tackle three of the most common trading psychology issues that all traders face. And these are the things that are preventing you from becoming a consistently profitable trader that you know you want to become. So for that and more, watch the rest of the video. So, trading psychology is the most important aspect of trading. Yet, 95% of traders focus on finding a holy grail strategy. That explains why only 5% of traders are consistently profitable. Why is that? We all know how important our psychology is, yet we try by all means to focus on everything else rather than focusing on our trading psychology. Of course, these other things they have their own place. You have to have a strategy first of all for you to focus on trading psychology. But most people actually have a trading strategy, yet they still focus on trying to find that perfect strategy out there. They keep on strategy hopping, trying to think that maybe there is a perfect strategy out there, which you and I know that there is no strategy out there that is 100% perfect. So, why not focus on the real issue here, which is our own trading psychology? Because you can have the perfect trading psychology, you can have the perfect trading strategy out there, but if your mind is not in the right place, you won't be able to make money consistently from the market. So let's focus on the real issues here, are which is a big hindrance in terms of achieving consistently profitability in the market. So let's get started right now. Greed. This is one of the most difficult thing to handle when it comes to trading, because you and I are here because of money, right? We want to make money. That's the thing. So, how does greed present itself when it comes to trading? It will show up in terms of you trying to over risk on that particular trade. It will show up by you trying to flip that $100 to $1,000. You wanting to actually get rich right now, and you holding that trade past the target. You know that the trade has reached a target, but you still think that nah, this can still go on, right? And then you continue to hold, and guess what happens? The market starts to turn around and reduce your profit. And again, you are greedy to get out. You are too greedy to get out, and then you end up getting out with very small profits, or actually in a way scenario end up getting out with a loss. That is greed. Stop having greed. You have to control that. All right. So always know how much you're risking per trade and make sure you stick with that. Know where you are likely to get out. The market reaches that level, get out. And also understand that you can't get rich right now. This is a long term thing. You can't make money right now. Focus on the long term part of it. All right. So the solutions are quite simple here. You have to change your mindset. You have to have the paradigm shift where you're looking at long term rather than focusing on right now. So have a long term mindset. Also, to prevent you from having greed, which is going to most likely cause you to lose a lot of money, have other sources of income so that you're not just depending on forex trading to make your money. Have multiple sources of income. It will lessen the burden of you trying to make money from trading right now. So make sure that you have multiple sources of income. This will be very, very good for your psychology, because there's no need of you trying to make money right now in order for you to pay rent next week. So when you have multiple sources of income, it will lessen the pressure on your psychology. Also, another important aspect that I always try to talk about is the probabilistic mindset. You need to have the probabilistic mindset where you think in terms of probability. If you've been trading for some time right now, you'd have realized that on a trade by trade basis, literally anything can happen. No matter how perfect the setup might be, no matter how perfect the setup might look, there's no guarantee that that particular setup is going to work out. That's the reason why you have to use the stop loss always, because these trades works in terms of probability. There's literally no way to know on a trade by trade basis what's going to happen, because anything can happen. Okay, so it's important for us to know that. And if you know that anything can happen at any particular time, I don't see why you would try to over risk on that particular trade. I don't see why you try to hold past the target. I don't get the reason why you would try to get rich right now by betting everything on one particular trade, because anything can happen. So I understand that. All right. So greed is really, really difficult to control, but it has to be controlled, because if you don't, you end up losing everything. All right, so let's go to the second one. Fear is also something very common when it comes to trading, because like I've said, trading is all about probability. There's fear of missing out and fear of execution. You spot a trade and somehow it has already left you, right? You had it analyzed, and then when you're coming to the market, to the charts, you actually find that the trade has actually left the entry area and that has moved 25 pips past your area, past the area of value. What do? You just jump in, right? You just jump in because you don't want to miss that trade. It might be that big trade that you've been waiting for. Is it true though? Is it true? Remember what I was talking about in the previous slide? Anything can happen. By you entering that particular trade late, you are increasing your risk in terms of the stop loss. The stop loss is going to be bigger. So it's simple. Wait for the next trade setups. You're going to have more multiple trade setups. Stop trying to enter right now because you've been left out. Stop having FOMO. Another form of fear that affects most traders is actually fear of execution. You spot a beautiful setup, you wait for the confirmations, and everything is there, but you are so scared of pulling the trigger because you need more confirmation. You start to procrastinate. You have fear of execution. Why is that? Most likely it's because you have no proper trading plan. You don't know what you need for you to actually execute. You don't have the proper entry criteria for your system. Okay, you don't have clear rules that define when you're supposed to actually enter into that particular trade. So it's very simple. Make sure that you sit down, have a well-defined trading plan, know exactly what you're looking for in the market, and if the market gives you that, there's nothing to think about. There is nothing, absolutely nothing to think about when you have the right setup right there. Your only job is to execute that setup, because you understand that when you do that over time, you're going to be profitable. There's no need for you to start thinking right now. As long as the setup has been presented and it has your entry signal, you just have to execute. Predefine your risk, know exactly how much you're risking, and take that trade. And you don't have to worry about it, because the outcome of that individual trade is always random. So have that. Have that series of mindset where you're thinking of a larger sample size rather than thinking on 1 2 3 4 trades. Because in the short term, literally anything can happen. So have a right mindset, have a clear rules that define what you're looking for in the market, and have the well defined trading plan. This is going to save you from FOMO and fear of execution. All right, so let's go to the third one. Revenge trading. Me and you and so many of other people actually watching this video right now, we've experienced this. We've all experienced revenge trading. You have that beautiful setup out there. It has met all your criteria, and you're so confident that that trade is going to go in your direction. Like you're really, really confident that, and you know that this is the one that's going to make me money. This is the one that's going to make me pass that particular challenge. This is the one that's going to make me money for my rent next month. So let's go. Strap in. You go into this particular trade. A few moments later, you're out. Right? And that is painful. Why? You've not predefined your risk because you had unrealistic expectations on that particular trade. Therefore, you wanted to make a lot more money on that particular trade because it appeared so flawless, it appeared so perfect. Therefore, it had to work, right? No. Remember, it's all probability. After you've been taken out, guess what happens? You're like, no, I know I'm right. I know this one has to go down. What do? You go in again and you try to sell this particular setup. It takes you out again and then you jump in again because why? Right there and then you are not thinking clearly. You are in a state what we call the amygdala hijack. Right now your prefrontal cortex is not working. It's been hijacked. Right now, do you know what is in charge of that? Of your actions right now? It's what we call the limbic system, the amygdala, which is responsible for your emotions. Temporarily, the higher functions, the part of the brain which is responsible for your reasoning, thinking, and all your executive functions is not working right now. What is working right now is your amygdala, your emotional response is one that is in charge right now. So you are just in a pool of adrenaline. You are just thinking of trying to make back that money right now. You just want to make that money right now. It's not the way to do. If you go this way, if you let the amygdala hijack you, which is most of the time it's going to actually do, because as traders we face those triggers every time we take a trade. So you have to desensitize yourself. Okay, so there will be that need to get back the money right now, and that feeling of saying, yes, I know I'm right. Those things are not good because you understand that from the first slide we talked about the market being based on probability, which means there's absolutely no way to know what's going to happen. So once you've been taken out on a particular trade, accept the risk and let go. If you've been taken out, let go. Remember, a stop loss has two roles only. It helps you from losing a lot of money and it helps you invalidate your trading setup. So you know that when you've been taken out, your setup has been invalidated. So why are you trying to get in again? There's no need for you to do that. So what you have to do is accept the risk and go and look for the other setup. That's how you're going to save yourself from revenge trading. That's how you're supposed to save yourself from revenge trading. That's how it's done. So what are the solutions? After taking a loss, take a deep breath and step outside your setup, your computer, your laptop. You don't need to get back in the particular trade right now, even if your mind is telling you to do that. So take a deep breath, step outside, take a deep breath, then come back in. You'll be able to think much more clearly because your amygdala hijack would have subsided by that time. All right. So other things to do that is going to help you prevent you from amygdala hijack and revenge trading is practicing of meditation. You need to practice meditation. You need to learn how to do that as a trader because as a trader, your most important asset is your mind. Therefore, you need to take care of it. You need to practice mindfulness. You need to be able to exercise. these things are going to help you long term. You might not see the effects right now, but these are going to help you in the long term. It's really, really that important. Okay, so really these are very, very important aspects of trading. Yet 90% and 5% of of us traders don't focus on these things. These are the things that are going to define whether you're going to be consistently profitable or not. So you have to focus on these things. All right. But before you do this, you need to make sure that you have the right trading strategy in place, a strategy that has been back tested, forward tested, and it has actually shown that it has a positive expectancy over a series of trades. So, talking about that, we're still having and running our Valentine's promotion, which is running from 1st of January, the 1st of February to the 28th of February. We've extended this promotion because some of you guys were still asking me to actually give you time. So you have the time right now. Instead of paying $250, you only get to pay $69 to be part of our M&F Mastery course, which gives you the strategy that we use, the risk management, and the trading psychology. You also get lifetime mentorship and lifetime signals with us. You will never get such a big deal than this ever, because this is going to be a life changer. It's going to change your trading career. So the first link in the description gives you access to the M&F Mastery course. So check the first link in the description right now. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found value in this video. Please make sure that you implement the things we've talked about in this video. All right, you guys, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment in the comment section. You guys, until next time, goodbye.